cool little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using nigga songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth of Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That woo-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that woo-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. In today's episode, we'll be responding to Young Ant, who recently reacted to my video. The one where he actually got the chance to question Porky directly about being CS2 back. And of course, what did Porky do? He lied, just like we knew he would. But let me say this, I'm actually glad Ant did this, because it gives us the opportunity to have a dialogue. And that's all we ever wanted.
Big shout out to Scandalous Los Angeles TV. Big shout out to Young Ant JEFE. Don't care about nothing but what the checks say. We finna jump into this content. What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in. TNN Trap News Network. Back of the same, like good crack of the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you use. Second knowledgeito, you ain't finna get nobody collegito. Big dog, tap in with the tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe button. Everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that news you can use. Second knowledgeito, you ain't finna get nobody collegito. Big dog, tap in with the tap in to make sure you're in fact tapped in with that good tap in. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the good subscribe button. Everything we got going on. Notification bell, hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe for everything we got going on. And make sure you hit that notification bell. Tap in what we got going on. Make sure you get into that Rich Trapper Trap News Network. We're gonna jump into this content, man. Young Ant JEFE, don't care about nothing but what the checks say, has crossed paths with Scandalous Los Angeles. So we finna jump into this content without further ado. Don't see what these gentlemen got going on. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Talk about it.
Oh, and if you ain't did so, bro, tap in. If you ain't tapped in with the tap in, what are you doing, man? Dog, tap in.
To lay the facts on the table so the people can see what's really going on. See, Porky is constantly trying to switch the narrative, deflect, and talk about anything other than the truth. But this CS2 back situation, it's not going anywhere.
WACK100 and this CS2 back situation. Now, I've covered this before. We're gonna cover this for the last time and be done with it. Now, allow me to tell you guys this. So, I went on No Jumper the other day, and I asked WACK100, for all you curious minds, for all you people that's street, that's gang, for you people that just acting like you're hopping out on that asphalt, handling business, for y'all that's acting like y'all spinning blocks, for y'all that's trolling, for the goofies, And for those who just hate altogether, you know what I'm saying? You need every type of person in this diverse world to make this universe and world what it is. So, for all you hungry minds, the question got asked live. WACK100, what's up? These people keep hollering at me, getting at me about the CS2 back situation. So, Wack, basically, people are pointed out that he diverted the question and started talking about Freeway Rick Ross.
And that's exactly what he did. He diverted the question and started talking about Freeway Ricky Ross. For sure, for sure. Wack didn't talk about that badge at all. Not only did Wack not talk about the badge at all, he didn't talk about the fact that that badge was given to him by his so-called daughter. He said his daughter's friend's dad, who he didn't know. He was like, yeah, I think he's from IVC or Legend Neighborhood Crip or something like that. I'm not really sure, but yeah, he gave me the badge and all that kind of stuff. So you mean to tell me an active gang member gave you a badge? That doesn't make sense. It just seems like it's a flu flam afoot.
Now, me and him, a day prior, was talking about Freeway Rick Ross because I called him out on the Freeway Ross situation. Like, man, we know Freeway Rick Ross supposedly got down on the police. We don't call that snitching. But you saying there's some other paperwork and you speaking on it and you don't got it. So WACK100 hit me with the paperwork. Like, nah, this the paperwork right here, because I was saying he shouldn't have spoke on it if he didn't have the work. So when I asked him about the CS2 back thing, he didn't answer the question. He went into the Rick Ross thing because we was talking about that. And my analogous, I wasn't thinking that he was diverting for the question. I thought that he was setting the Rick Ross situation up
to talk about the badge in the CS2 back situation, but it never came. Never quite came.
And to answering the question that I asked him on the basis of, if I'm a snitch or a confidential informant, as everybody's saying, why would I put Freeway Rick Ross out there knowing people can go get some information about me? But being that we fell into the Freeway Rick Ross situation, and I know at times the mind can get lost, and I know minds can too, because I'm under the heavy lace smoke and do smoke of cookie smoke.
You know that...
No matter what y'all do, you better not smoke. This ain't no stressing, ain't nothing but the cookie smoke. Big shout out to Young Ant JEFE. Don't care about the check, nothing but the check say.
It's actually important.
If you know that song, you know that song.
It's good to know you and Porky had that conversation about Rick Ross beforehand.
Go.
Now it makes sense why Porky even brought Rick Ross up in the first place. He was doing that to purposely throw you off. Porky doesn't smoke or drink at all.
So those who do, he always tries to find a way to use that as a manipulation or a way to get over on him.
His mind is clear, and he's fully aware of what he's doing. He knew that by bringing up the same topic you and him had talked about the day before, you'd think he was using that to lead into answering your question. But then he backed off, on purpose. That's the game he plays.
So, being that we was talking along the lines of this Rick Ross thing for, a little time too long, I got back to the CS2 back situation. WACK100, like, man, look, CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer that was worried about being exposed and family being hurt by the main streets or something that got to do with the main streets. We gonna hear everything here. Long story short, he said he not that person. So, the media outlet that spun this content, I'm speaking to them directly because I guess
Stanley's, Los Angeles.
They were speaking to me directly and saying that, yeah, now you see it, you saw this, so now you got it. Yeah, I just seen it right now for today. I didn't see it before then or however many days it's been out. He shouted me out for asking Wack the question, but in that same nuisance is message column, he was liking the questions as well that was aimed at me from people saying I'm compromised.
Look, I'm gonna stand on that, and I'm gonna continue to give you your props for what you did on No Jumper. Look at Lieutenant Officer Love's Boys. It's been years,
Lieutenant Officer Love Boys is sick.
and he still hasn't read the CS2 back paperwork on his channel. Instead, he's lied about it. He said Greg Kading was the lead investigator on the case, just flat-out lies to protect Porky. Meanwhile, Porky sits on Adam 22's platform, lying and putting murders on people, but will never read the CS2 back paperwork on the show. But you got up there and immediately asked him about it, and I thought that was admirable. I'm gonna keep saluting you for
Big shout out to Young Ant JEFE. Don't care about nothing what the check say.
that. Now, when it comes to my YouTube channel, all I have is a voice, literally. So because of that, I'm very intentional with every word I say. That's why, through all of this, I've never once said you were compromised. And I've never called you a rat. And I don't want you to be either. Because I'm far from a hater. I'm actually a congratulator. And I'm also a fan
That's right. Scandalous Los Angeles said, I ain't no hater, I'm a congratulator. That's right, that's right.
of your channel. I'm not just saying that to say it either. Everybody loves Young Ant. That's why people are so thrown off right now. Because it seemed like you were conveniently not seeing what this guy has been doing all this time. But trust me, this ain't about hating on Porky Chops. This is much, much deeper than that. There is something very real happening right in front of you, Ant. We're gonna get into more of that later. Oh yeah, just to clear up that part where you said I was liking comments where people were calling you compromised. If you go look at my channel, you'll see I like all the comments. That's just something I do. Even when somebody's
That nigga said that's just something I do.
talking bad about me, I'll still hit the like. You got CS2 badges as pet pedophile, Bacon Grease Beast coming on my channel saying the wildest, dumbest stuff imaginable. And I still like his comments. So me liking something isn't some underhanded move. It's not shade. That's literally just how I engage on every video I post. Just wanted to make that clear.
Look, check this out. If you don't see my name on no paperwork, if you can't bring up no paperwork and prove that I'm a CS2 or a CSI, a CI, if you ain't seen me tell on nobody, all that is just talk y'all talking about. Words is wind and fly with the wind and go one in and out the other and the substance gets stuck here. You can't paint me out to be no type of rat, lover, associate, and or snitch because I have never did it.
Young Ant said he ain't never did no flu flam. We scored Doug real
Sir?
life, so he can't get with there.
Again, let me be real clear. I never said you were compromised. I never said you were associated with a rat. I didn't say any of that. The only reason I even made a video was because you said the CS2 back situation wasn't true. But if CS2 back wasn't true, then that would mean everything we've been saying this whole time is a lie. And coming from someone as credible as you, that couldn't just go unchecked. Because when you say something, a lot of people are going to believe it. That's the weight your name carries. So it wasn't about attacking you. It was about making sure the truth didn't get buried.
Now we about to get into this content and you already know it's the halfway and the half
That's real. That's a fact. Making sure the truth don't get buried. That's real.
effect. We gon' commentate.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Finally, somebody put CS2 back on the spot, down at his place of employment over at No Jumper. The other day, he sat on the panel with Lush One and Ant JEFE. Shout out to Ant JEFE, because he finally did what none of these other podcasters seem to have the guts to do. He asked Porky directly about the whole CS2 back situation. And let me tell you, it's hilarious watching what happens after that. Because Porky does what he always does. Lies, deflects, and spins the conversation in another direction. This man is still out here lying with a straight face, even when the paperwork is public. So after you watch this, do yourself a favor. Go check that paperwork. Get familiar with it. That way, next time Porky tries to spin you with one of his classic stories, you can spin it right back on him and watch him fumble through a whole new lie. Let's get
And at that point, everybody's pretty much just a dreidel at that point.
into it.
But now guess what happens? Soon as something start going on with Ant Hood, and he the one getting the money, you know what the other side say? We gotta knock Ant down, he the bag. Guess what that Damu gonna do? Hey Ant, them niggas running your name, cause get low. Up your security. He don't want nothing to happen to Ant. He making money with that. This how this work. I done been on yards. Me and Youngster from 6 Deuce East Coast. Ran from 8-9 East Coast. Our relationships come from Scooter from neighborhood 40s. Our relationships come from them walking in the unit. Damus is deep. They bang they set. Niggas say they got us one. I'm like, nah, homie. Nah, he back. Y'all gonna give him a one-on-one. Big fish.
Bro, you didn't have that kind of pull for the 2 weeks you was locked up, bro. What are you talking about, bro? You didn't have that kind of pull. What are you talking about?
6-0 did it to me. My first trip to the penitentiary as a pup. No mustache. Delano. I'm the only guy picked me up in
You
Central.
only went to the penitentiary one time. What are you talking about?
Doing our haul on the goose. I didn't even know who Fish was. Everybody woo-woo saying where they from. Niggas like, we got us one. I jump up. Big Fish jumped up. He like, man, this nigga look like he old enough to be my son. He gonna claim. Nigga, give him a head up. Now, which one of y'all gonna get down with this small youngster and risk going to the yard saying you got knocked out by a teenager? Ain't finna. He did that for me.
Yeah, I doubt that that's how it went.
Scooter, rest in peace, from neighborhood 40s. My dumbass homie is in their neighborhood. A broad that invited him to the party. He showed up with red house slippers, red belt. He ends up in the alley on his knees like this.
Notice how this whole conversation was started off with Ant asking about the CS2 back thing, and now we're in like this whole different conversation.
They saw the tag. Scooter say, you from 2Ps? Yeah. You know Wack? Yeah. What's his real name? Cash Jones. All right, get up out of here. Tell Wack Scooter send his regards.
Yes,
right? So, well,
I doubt that you have that much respect. And then how are you telling the story about somebody who's deceased, so now they can't combat the story? I don't think that you ever had that much respect.
I come from, bro, like, my politics I'm always dealing with something here, there, and everywhere because that's what's going to keep you alive or keep you up.
Sure.
So that's why you have the badge. Now it makes sense. No, but this badge right here is, I want to get a bet, man. I just want to get it because y'all can expose Wack. $5,000. We put the badge, I open it up live on No Jumper, and you might be the one to expose Wack.
So let me. So I kind of want to kind of ask a question. It's kind of like off topic, right? Because I want to ask this question because I be getting a lot of, which I don't really care, but I would still ask it because I be getting a lot of backlash. People in my comments, people coming to my Instagram channel, they be searching far and wide to tell me that I'm compromised. One, because I'm on No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? Sitting across from Adam. And then they be trying to say I'm compromised because I'm sitting next to an informant. So, I mean, because I did an interview with an informant. They be trying to say you an informant.
You are the informant. Come on, bro. You know you're the informant.
Okay, well, listen.
Ant just told Porky that he's been catching heat because people are saying he's sitting next to an informant. And yes, he...
All right, so real brief before we get back into this content. So that was last week at No Jumper, you know what I'm saying? I had ran into Wack. I wasn't expecting Wack to be there, but being that we was on the subject of the police badge and just, you know, informants, snitches, and rats in general. I know for months, like I said, people have been coming searching far and wide to tell me, oh, Ant Jefe, I mess with you, but I'm telling you, you gotta watch it. You messing with a CI, you messing with a snitch. People been coming to tell me, oh, Ant Jefe, I can't mess with you no more. I'm subscribing from you, man, you compromised. Oh, Ant Jefe, I can't believe you sat down with Wack. So, not even just for the consumer's consumption, let's
The consumer, maybe is what it's for.
address this, because when I first covered this CS2 back situation, it was off, I think Active Chuck's YouTube channel. I had covered it, and you know, from there Wack came out, said the little bozo thing, you know, I said what I said. That led to a phone conversation between me and him. That led to him telling me I could cut a no jumper and question him and ask him about anything on camera that I got a problem with him doing. And that's what in fact happened. So, like I said, since then, a lot of people are coming out, oh man, I'm telling you, bro, you can't let him lie to you. ECS back to this and that. People who are not law enforcement, people who are civilians, people who hate Wack, people who beef for Wack, been searching been searching far, low, and high to get this pussy. Some of my people. And like I keep telling everybody.
All right, man. So I'm gonna let y'all catch the rest of this on Scandalous Los Angeles, man. We finna get up out of here, man. Scandalous Los Angeles got the rest of it. We gonna make sure y'all tap in with that tap in and get up out of here to the next one. Free Avenue Angel until he's free. We gone. Little homie love doing that.